This is the video to demonstrate using high volt for the treatment of edema control. So what we've got today is an athlete with an ankle sprain, ATF, and we're going to try high volt to try to get rid of some of the edema. Obviously you can see in a gravity dependent position this isn't ideal, but she'll only be here about 15 minutes, and actually the benefits of using the high volt might outweigh the risks of being in a gravity dependent position. So for the electrode setup we use a monopolar setup. So underneath her left leg she has the dispersive electrode. Alright, and then we're going to put the active electrode actually into the water, and it's just going to be hanging down into the water, and she'll feel the current through the medium of the water. So she can just drape it over. Yep, that's perfect. Just drape it over the side and it'll stay right there. So when we come over to the Dynatron to get this set up, we want to again have our lead in high volt. We're going to push the button for high volt. We want this to be negative, so make sure that the polarity is negative on this. And the rate will be, again, this range is fine. I think the book says about 120 pulses per second for edema control. We're going to increase the intensity until we get a really strong sensory response. So really as high as they can tolerate. So we increase it. Does the patient feel it? Not quite yet. And now she's starting to feel. Again, you can see that on high volt, well, maybe you can't see, but the number right now is at a 46 intensity, so it's a lot higher than what we're used to using when we use like interferential. So we want a very strong sensory, and we'll let that run for the time that we've set it for, which in this case happened to be 10 minutes. This is also good for treatment of hands that are swollen too. It's just hard to get electrodes on an area that is irregular. So that's how you set that up, and you should practice this both on the Dynatron as well as the Intellect machine, which you should be able to figure out the parameters on the Intellect by this